Jefferson County Court at law number 2 is now in session. The court is in session with the announcement docket. First two cases are cause number M332500 and cause number M332820. Both cases are styled State of Texas versus Daniel Glenn Harrington. Mr. Harrington, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Harrington? Good. That's good, Mr. Harrington. You're here represented by your attorney, Alan Parker. Attorney Parker, how are you doing?
Good, Judge.
That's good. State is represented in this case by Attorney Kobe Hallpower. Attorney Hallpower, how are you doing?
Good.
Mr. Parker, what is your announcement in Mr. Harrington's case?
Judge, we need more time. I haven't got discovery on one of the cases, and there's another case coming that we have to deal with. And Mr. Hallpower suggested 60 days. We can get everything in.
So we can make sure that we got the third one.
Okay.
It's on the way. That's all right.
Okay, give us a reset date.
October 13th.
October 13th, 2023. Now, Mr. Harrington, back in October of 2022, November 15, 2022. Court gave you bond conditions requiring that you have an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate. Is that correct? And
He got the same things when he got arrested.
okay, so he provided proof to the court.
I'm not
Do we
sure,
know?
Judge.
Could you see if he has his proof that he has bond, that he has interlock?
I was driving, friend struck it.
Just before,
Okay,
but he has the bond conditions. And I don't know if he hadn't been driving now, lately.
okay,
Just not driving.
You can get it all.
Okay.
And he's working on some stuff. about the
but just to any vehicle that you own or operate must have a interlock device on it. Okay? I know your attorney said that this occurred before these bond conditions, but any vehicle that you own or operate must have you must have the interlock device on it. You don't see it? We need to provide,
He doesn't have a car to put it on right now, Judge.
oh, okay,
But if he's caught driving.
Right, if you help driving, then
Right.
Interlock.
yeah, if he caught driving, yeah,
it's a violation of your bond.
that'd be a violation of your bond.
Right.
Okay,
He doesn't have a license, right? He doesn't
Okay.
have a license.
okay, so at this time, what's the reset date again?
October 13th.
October 13, 2023. Your attorney's gonna get your resets. Once you get your resets from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Okay, you said.
You're welcome. Ms. Sands, you can come forward. This is cause number M333700. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Crystal Lynette Sands. Ms. Sands, is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Ms. Sands? Okay.
If I wasn't here.
Oh, well,
Yes, not good.
I understand.
Trouble.
Ms. Sands, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Mark Faggart. Attorney Faggart, what is your announcement in Ms. Sands' case?
We're going to ask for a little additional time. I have received some photographs from Miss Sands showing some very violent domestic abuse against her.
All right, Judge, let's not go into facts of it at this.
Sure,
point.
I'm-
We'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
we just
Yeah,
announced
I'm gonna
whether or
ask for
not you
reset.
Reset, fine, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
At this point.
Okay, so you just need more time for your discovery or
Yeah,
negotiate with the
discovery.
prosecutor? Okay, hold on a minute.
Yeah, they were supposed to drop them, but he doesn't want to talk about that. Give him a little something else. So it's all good. Put it in here.
Now, Ms. Sands, back on January 31st of 2023, you were given bond conditions. Make sure that you continue to adhere to those conditions. What is that date?
September 29th.
This case is gonna be reset until September 29th. Your attorney is gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Okay.
Hang on, I won't work with
Yeah.
you.
Jefferson County Code Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number M333-992. Case is style of state of Texas versus Adrian Imran Shaw. Mr. Shaw, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Shaw?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Shaw, you're represented by your attorney, B. Eric Franklin. Attorney Franklin, how are you doing?
Good, Your Honor.
That's good. Now, state, what is your announcement in this one?
Judge, we're understanding we're informed by my office, pre-trial diversion. The defendant was accepted in it, therefore we're going to dismiss it when we're able to with the technology of that.
Okay, so once we
Like
get the
do
kinks,
in all cases.
okay, we're having some technical difficulties with the tablets. And so as soon as that is taken care of, the case will be dismissed. And so in the interim, what the court is going to do is just give you a reset date. If the cases that I expect to be dismissed before that date, you will not have to come back. And we'll send a reset, I'm not a reset, but the dismissal to your attorney. You understand? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just give us a reset date.
September the 11th.
Okay, and put on there that the case is to be dismissed, the offended is in pretrial diversion. All right, you can get your reset from your attorney. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. Hey, Mr. Franklin, it was nice meeting you. You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Next case is cause number M331-726. Case style of state of Texas versus Olivia Nicole Ducote. Mr. Cody, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Cody? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Cody, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Laura Perazo. Attorney Perazo, how are you doing? That's good. Now, Ms. Perazo, what is your announcement in Mr. Cody's case?
I would like to place Mr. Cody's case on the trial
On the
docket.
trial docket? Okay. Yeah. Our court coordinator is going to give you a reset. Mr. Cody, once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
And you have a blessed day as well, Ms. Perazo. You're welcome. Joe Vasquez is not here.
He just walked.
Oh, you did? Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session in 2 cases. Cause number M329526 and cause number M334258. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Bryston Tyler Adams. We have Mr. Adams, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Adams, you can take your mic off of mute. Mr. Adams, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Now, Mr. Adams, you're represented in your case, on your cases by your attorney, Attorney Matt Alford. Attorney Alford, how are you doing?
I'm well, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Alford, what is your announcement in Mr. Adams' cases?
Judge, after conferring with Mr. Hopper, we're requesting one more appearance date on this case, and we're getting close to a resolution as well.
Okay, give us a reset date.
September 29th.
Okay, this case will be reset to September 29th. Now, let me say, close to a resolution. Are you expecting to dispose of the case on that day, or?
I am, Judge. If we'll notify the court and we'll get Mr.
Yeah,
Adams, President of the
in
courtroom, if
person.
that's the case.
Okay.
He
So-
lives out of town, Judge. He lives in
San Antonio, Judge.
Okay.
He works around, but he's living with his parents and got everything together in San Antonio.
Okay, so these cases will be reset to September 29, 2023. Mr. Bryston Adams, your attorney will be given notice of your resets. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Alford, you're gonna get your reset here in court. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank
Have a
you.
safe trip.
It's always a pleasure.
All right, same here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session in cause number M333950, case of style of state of Texas versus Adasia L. Guillory. Ms. Guillory, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Ms. Guillory?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Guillory, you're representing your case by your attorney, Attorney David Grove. Attorney Grove, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Erica Porter. Attorney Porter, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Mr. Grove, what is your announcement in Ms. Guillory's case?
Judge, I'd like to ask for one more reset to request a pretrial diversion for Ms. Guillory with the DA's office. And as the court knows, we've got to wait at least a month before they schedule that.
Yeah, I think the next pretrial diversion is in October. You submitted the letter?
It's going out today, Judge.
Okay, so we're gonna reset this to December because she may not be able to get into the next signing date. She may not get approved for the next signing date, but she may
Yes,
get
sir.
approved for the second signing date. So we're gonna reset it to the December second week.
That's good, Judge. Thank you.
What's that date?
I'll give it to you, Judge.
Okay. Your attorney gonna get your reset date for December. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Okay.
And Mr. Grove, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go as well. And you have a blessed
Thank
day.
you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Well, they're not ready. No, it's gotta come through. Yeah, we can't initiate.
Jefferson County Court Law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in 2 cases. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Rocky Lewis. First case is cause number 23CCCR 0064. Second case is cause number M333436. Mr. Lewis, is your full name Rocky Lewis? How you doing, Mr. Lewis? That's good. Mr. Lewis, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, how are you doing?
Good, John. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Vasquez, what is your announcement in Mr. Lewis's case?
Judge, I don't want to speak for the state, but I believe Mr. Hoffpower is asking for 30 days to check on a witness in one of the cases.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay.
We need some time to contact. Actually, if the court will allow us, give us 60 days, so time to call.
Okay, give us a reset date. Okay, Mr. Lewis, your cases will be reset by October 13th of 2023. Your attorney will get your resets. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr. Vasquez, once you get your resets, you're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Well, no, actually, you have another case. I'll blame.
That case will be dismissed, John, Ms. Ogwen.
Uh,
She's not here, she paid rest.
Ebony Ogden, that's to be dismissed. Is that
That's
correct?
Judge? I'm waiting on something like dismissal.
Okay, that's fine. You get your reset and you're free to go.
Thank you.
All right. Next case is cause number M331370, case is style of state of Texas versus Sauna Cecilia Galvan. This is cause number M331370. Case is style of state of Texas versus Sonia Cecilia Galvan. Ms. Galvan, is that your full name?
Yes,
How you doing, Ms. Galvan?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Ms. Galvan, you're here represented by your attorney. What's his name? You're represented by your attorney Marcus Wilkerson.
Yes,
Attorney Wilkerson, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge.
Ms. Wilkerson, Mr. Wilkerson, do you waive a record in Ms. Galvan's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Galvan, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Galvan, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ms. Galvan, you may put your hand down.
Your Honor, there may be one thing in that fifth page that we need to change real quick. I hasn't changed it. It's
So,
on the page, where the statement is, Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, he's needed, it's definitely.
Ms. Galvan, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Sonia Cecilia Galvan, on or about November 20th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. Galvan, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, Ms. Galvan, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? No contest? Now, Ms. Galvan, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? That was that, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Galvan, I'm gonna show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Galvan, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked no contingent, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Ms. Galvan, is this your signature? On the next page, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
I also have before me a document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Galvan, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? And did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you understand everything that he went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Galvan, are you a citizen of the United States? State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit. State, would you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objection.
Any objection? No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Wilkinson, you advised and counsel Ms. Galvan, is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Not today, or no, Judge, there's no evidence that she's incompetent.
Okay, Ms. Galvan, your attorney, Ms. Wilkinson has advised and counseled you. You satisfied with his representation? Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Ms. Galvan, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
In exchange for a plea of guilty or no contest, states agree to offer 1 year deferred adjudication, community supervision, a $500 fine, and court costs, 60 community service hours, and all of the terms and conditions deemed appropriate by probation.
Okay. Let's see. Ms. Wilkerson, were you appointed in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Ms. Galvan, The state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $337. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, and a reimbursement fee of $15. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be that you'll be required to pay while you're on probation, is $159 a month. Ms. Galvan, will you be able to pay the $159 each month?
Yes, sir.
You will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Ms. Galvan, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Galvan, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Galvan, if you successfully complete the probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not appear on your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Ms. Galvan, you're going to stand on the X next to your attorney, follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Wilkinson, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That I'm giving to you on my birthday and give you
Ms. Porter, are you ready?
Correct.
Jefferson County Code of Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session. In cause number M334284, cases style of state of Texas versus Sharon Aubrey. Ms. Aubrey, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Aubrey, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Aubrey, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ms. Aubrey, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Aubrey? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Aubrey, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Benjamin Jeffries. Attorney Jeffries, how are you doing?
Doing well, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Jeffries, do you waive a record in Ms. Aubrey's case?
That's correct.
Okay, state is represented in this case by Attorney Erica Porter. Attorney Porter, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Ms. Aubrey, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that on or about December 10th of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. Aubrey, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Aubrey, how did you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily, and are you pleading guilty because you are guilty? Ms. Aubrey, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is labeled as State's Exhibit number 1. Ms. Aubrey, do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, hold on a minute. Oh. Okay, now, Ms. Aubrey, the change I made on the document says that this is a theft and offense date, December 10th, 2022. Okay, now, Ms. Aubrey, on page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials that are on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. The initials are S8. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. First box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you are waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Ms. Aubrey, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Ms. Aubrey, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Jeffries, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that Mr. Jeffries went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Aubrey, are you a citizen of the United States? State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, would you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1 into evidence?
Yes, we would.
Any objections, Mr. Jeffries?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Jeffries, you've advised and counseled Ms. Aubrey. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None, Your Honor.
And Ms. Aubrey, your attorney, Mr. Jeffries, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Aubrey, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Okay, in exchange for Ms. Aubrey's plea of guilty, the state has offered 12 months deferred, $500 fine, 45 hours community service and court costs.
Ms. Aubrey, state is offering that you serve 12 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 12-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $327. Mr. Jeffries, are you appointed in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Jeffries. State is offering that you serve, no, Ms. Jeffries, Ms. Aubrey. Ms. Aubrey, the state is offering that you serve 12 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 12-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $327. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month, a reimbursement fee of $15, and you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Now, your total monthly installments, while you're on probation, that is a total amount that you'll be required to pay each month is $181. Will you be able to pay the $181 each month? You also be required to perform 45 hours of community service, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Now, Ms. Aubrey, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Ms. Aubrey, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you've entered into with the state. Now, Ms. Aubrey, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It would not appear on your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for what is called a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney, Mr. Jeffries, about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent on those matters. Now, you're going to stand on the X next to your attorney, follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Jeffries, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
We can have a seat, it's gonna be a little while.
That's mine. That's fine.
This is cause number M 333 066, case of style of state of Texas versus Allison Suzanne Debs. Ms. Debs, is that your full name? How you doing, Ms. Debs? That's good, Ms. Debs, you're represented in this case by your attorney, Peter Doyle. Peter Doyle, how are you doing?
Pretty fair, dude.
That's good. Mr. Doyle, what is your announcements? Yeah,
I thought about this last night, Judge, and I need to discuss with Pat Canal whether there's a diversion program available.
so you need to apply for pretrial diversion?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it, but yeah,
Next one is today, it was yesterday. So
that's what I thought about probably. It's next, they sent me till October the 5th yesterday.
What about October the 5th?
That's
That's the next sign-up date?
yeah.
So he's after that, Judge.
Oh, no, that means so you hadn't submitted the letter yet. So we're gonna reset this to December because he might not be, she may not get on the next one, but she can get on the one after that
Yes, sir.
if she get approved. So we're gonna reset it second week in December. All right, get your reset and you're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, you have a blessed day.
You too, thank you.
Second week in December. Okay, you're welcome. You're free to go as well, Mr. Doyle.
Okay, sir.
Court is in session and calls number M 333-986, case of style of state of Texas versus Eddie Dixon. Mr. Dixon. Okay, now, Mr. Dixon, in order to do that, are you gonna be waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself? Okay, so we need to get you to fill out some paperwork. Then just have a seat. Our bailiff is gonna get you to fill out. Mr. Reeves, please put your mute.
Sir, put it on mute.
Yes. Thank you. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number M326368, cases style the state of Texas versus Samuel Cadena. Mr. Cadena, is that your full name?
Yes,
Mr. Cadena, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Cadena, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Mr. Cadena, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Cadena? You're doing good. That's good. Now, Mr. Cadena, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Bruce Cobb. Attorney Cobb, how are you doing?
Okay.
Mr. Cobb, do you waive a record in Mr. Cadena's case?
Yes, sure. I will do.
Mr. Cadena, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Samuel Cadena, on or about March 25th of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of assault, family violence. Mr. Cadena, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Cadena, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
What was that? No.
Are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Cadena, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, there's a set of initials on the line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest. The initials are SC. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document, it's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that is titled defendant?
Yes.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that's checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Mr. Cadena, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Mr. Cobb, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cadena, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. State, would you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, we will.
Any objections, Mr. Cobb?
No objection.
No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Cobb, you've advised and counseled Mr. Cadena. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No.
Mr. Cadena, your attorney, Mr. Cobb, is advised and counseled. Are you satisfied with his services? Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cadena, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
What is that agreement?
In exchange for Samuel Cadena's plea of no contest, the state is offered 12 months deferred $500 fine, 60 hours community service and court costs.
12 months deferred, $500 fine. Cost. And 60 hours of community service. Okay, there's not a no contact provision in it.
There was no contact provision. I think they're married and they reconciled.
Okay,
You guys divorced.
Yeah, divorced already? Okay, forbidden no contact. I'm sorry.
okay,
He's agreeable with that.
okay.
I've also counseled him on that.
Okay. Mr. Katina, the state is offering that you serve 12 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 12-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $287 You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll also be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15. In addition, you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court-appointed attorney's fees of $250. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay while you are on probation, is $177 a month. Mr. Cadena, will you be able to pay the $177 each month?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Cadena, you'll also be required to perform 6 hours of community service, and you cannot have any contact, let me put that on the phone, no contact with Esther Gonzalez. And you also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Mr. Cadena, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Mr. Cadena, the court is going to follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Cadena, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case would not appear on your record as a conviction. And you can talk to your attorney about that. Okay, now, state, Mr. Cadena was supposed to be here on Tuesday.
Correct.
And a warrant, his bond was forfeited and a warrant was issued for his arrest. As the state withdrawing that motion.
Reluctantly, but we.
Okay, so the state is going to withdraw the motion to forfeit your bond. Okay? All right, you're gonna stand on the X next to the court clerk. Once you follow the clerk instructions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Cobb, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day. Okay. Oh, Mr. Cadena, we're gonna need you to come back up. I need to go over these, this admonishment with you. That document that your attorney gave you, still have it? Yes. Mr. Cadena, you have before you a document that is titled Model Written Ammunition on Ineligibility to Possess a Firearm or Ammunition. In accordance with the Texas Administrative Code, Section 176.1, the court hereby admonishes you of the following. Number one, you are by entry of order or judgment ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Number two, beginning now, if you possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about how long you will be ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, you should consult an attorney. Under Texas Penal Code Section 46.103, a firearm does not mean, well, firearms mean any device designed, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or burning substance, or any device readily convertible to that use. B, firearm does not include a firearm that may have as an integral part a folding knife blade or other characteristics of weapons made illegal by Penal Code Chapter 46, and that is one, an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, or two, a replica of an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, but only if the replica does not use rimfire or centerfire ammunition. Statutes listed below are a starting point for ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. For more information about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or for more information on how long your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition lasts, the court recommends you contact an attorney. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.292, Magistrate's Orders for Emergency Protection. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 42.0131, Notice of Persons Convicted of Misdemeanors Involving Family Violence. Penal Code Section 46.02, Unlawful Carrying Weapons. Penal Code Section 46.04, Unlawful Possession of Firearm. Penal Code Section 25.07, Violation of certain court orders or conditions of bond, any family violence, child abuse or neglect, sexual assault or abuse, indecent assault, stalking or trafficking case. Family Code Section 85.026, warning on protective order. Now, Mr. Cadena, this written admonition that has been handed to you is for your records. You can keep them for your records. Again, just have a seat and our court clerk will call you up to the window when she's ready. All right.
No, I did advise them on that.
Okay, you are. Justin Payne. For the record, this is cause number M332914, case is styled the state of Texas versus Justin Keith Payne. Mr. Payne, is that your full name?
Yes.
How you doing, Mr. Payne? That's good. Mr. Payne, last time you were here was May 9th of 2023. You cited judge explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney. And on that document, you initialed and signed. You stated that you wanted to reset this case to hire your own attorney. Have you hired your attorney? Now, do you still want to hire an attorney or do you want to see if you qualify for a court-appointed attorney? Huh? You want to hire one? Okay, now, Mr. Payne, your case is going to be reset to give you an opportunity to do that. You said you've been in and out of the hospital. We hope that you have a full and speedy recovery from whatever ailment that you have or whatever sickness that you have. Your case is going to be reset to give you time to hire an attorney. Please stand on, well, have a seat in that chair by the wall, and she'll call you up when she's ready for you. The lady right here to my right, who's our court coordinator, Ms. Redmond. Eddie Dixon. That's Mr. Payne back there. This is cause number M333986. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Eddie Dixon. Mr. Dixon, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Dixon, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Dixon, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Dixon, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Dixon? Oh, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Dixon, I have 3 cases before me. Actually, I have 1 case before me, but I have 2 documents before me. The first document that I have is titled Judge's Explanation to Defendants Without an Attorney, or Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? And are these your initials on the line stating you want to waive your right to an attorney to represent yourself? I also have another document that's titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on this document? Now, Mr. Dixon, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yeah.
Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Now, Mr. Dixon, I know you say you wanted to get your case disposed of today. The prosecutors are not there in trial. They're unable to dispose of it today. So however, we can reset your case for you to come back on a different day when they are available. Okay? Okay. How much time do you need? We can set it at a date Do you work?
Yes.
You do? Okay, it'll be in excess of 30 days. How's October 13th?
That'd be fine.
Okay, so your case is gonna be reset October 13th. Just have a seat, and she's gonna call you to her window, and she's gonna give you a reset. All right, you're free to go. You're welcome. Okay, Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session and cause number 23CCCV 0140, case of style of state of Texas versus Latanya K. Hickman, formerly known as Latanya K. Matthews. Is she here? Okay. Next case is cause number 23CCCV 0106, case of style of state of Texas versus Shawan Katara McInnes. Is this the one? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. This is your name is Shawan Katara McInnes. Ms. McInnes, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms. McInnes, you may put your hand down. Now, Ms. McInnes, I have before me a petition for order of non-disclosure pursuant under section 411.073 that was filed by you, is that correct?
Yes.
And now you are representing yourself, is that correct? Okay, I'm just looking at the petition, shows that, yes, you're a pro se petitioner. Okay, now, Ms. McInnes, I've reviewed this, I've reviewed your petition. Now, I see here Let's see. Now, Ms. McInnes, I see here that you were convicted of assault May 24th of 2001 and cause number 1988880. Is that correct?
Yes.
And apparently you have attached to your petition that shows that you were placed on, well, the court is going to take judicial notice of the court's file in cause number 1988880. And in that file, it shows that you were placed on probation on May 23rd of 2002. Is that correct?
Okay.
This is a copy of the judgment that's in the file that was signed by Judge Harold Placella. It also, also in your petition, you saying that you successfully completed the probationary period. Is that correct? And I have also in that file, this was the expiration date discharging you from probation on May 23rd of 2003. That was also attached to your petition. Is that correct?
Yes.
Also attached to your petition, it has a criminal history here. And based on this, and you're following the criminal history pursuant to the requirements that are in Article 411 .073 of the, let's see, non-disclosure. Of the Texas Government Code. Is that correct? That's the part of the code where the law talks about non-disclosures. And so you're filing under 411.073, and under that provision, a person may be entitled to a non-disclosure if it fulfills those requirements. And I see that in your petition, you state that you meet the eligibility requirements under that particular code. Is that correct? Now, also, one of the requirements was here it is, that you satisfy the requirements of section 411.74, and it talks about, in that section, it basically talks about the required conditions for receiving an order, and you state that basically you have never been convicted of any of those offenses under that section. And I have a copy of your criminal record, and it verifies that you were not convicted under those offenses that make you ineligible to receive a non-disclosure. And so based on your petition, the court finds that you do meet the eligibility requirements of section 411.073 of the Texas Government Code. And the court finds that, now, Let me ask you this one question. I notice here that you put all of the requirements in. There's one more requirement that says that the issuance of an order of non-disclosure record is in the best interest, must be in the best interest of justice. So explain to the court, why would it be in the best interest of justice for the court to sign a non-disclosure in your case?
Because I done got older and I realized how to separate myself from, people.
Okay. Now, have you been gainfully employed?
Yes,
Okay, and you haven't committed any more crimes since this incident, is that correct?
that's right.
Other than maybe a traffic ticket or Class C misdemeanor?
Yes.
Okay, now, state, do you have any objections to the court granting this? Okay, state does not have any objections to the granting of this petition. And so the court is going to sign this order. And you should be able to get a copy from the clerk's office sometime today or next week. Okay, it has to go through the system. All right? Okay, so you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Congratulations. The next case is cause number 23CCCV0306. Case is style of state of Texas versus Travis Walker Reeves. Mr. Reeves is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Reeves, how are you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Okay, now, Mr. Reeves, hold on a minute.